it's Hailey Reese, and today's video is another one of those like super spur of the moment. Was totally not planning to film this, but the minute that the idea came to my head, I had to come on here, talk to you guys, share this with you guys, and travel to this location with you guys. You guys know that I posted the video, The Ghost in the Basement. And in that video, we talked about how when my grandma babysat a bunch of kids, one of the little girls was nearly lured into the portal/vortex with the promise of seeing and meeting the mermaids. If you haven't seen that video, I will definitely put an info card for you guys. But upon posting that video, I received an absolutely wild, crazy, out of this world email, and the location that it was said to have happened in is super close to where I am right now. And I have some reasoning that I think this person might be telling the truth. I received an email from a woman by the name of Linda, and Linda says that she has a 6-year-old daughter by the name of Maggie. They also have a son by the name of Brendan. So Maggie's brother Brendan plays soccer, and they're actually from Oakville. So they traveled all the way to downtown Toronto for a soccer tournament, both with Maggie, Brendan, her, and her husband. So they all came down here for a soccer tournament. Everything's going as planned, and they decide to go and eat in High Park. Now, High Park, you guys, is somewhere that I go to eat super often. It's a nice environment. It's not too expensive for the amount of food that you get. It's a really nice place. So the minute that I read that in the email, I was like, where's this going? Like, I go to High Park. I know about High Park. So she said after they finished their meal, they all got up and decided to walk around through High Park. Now, High Park is somewhere that I actually wanted to take you guys on a different occasion, because High Park has a lot of history, a lot of haunted history, and just a lot of things that go on there in general. However, it's like such a beautiful place, you guys. Like, you guys have no idea. It's gorgeous there. Like, it's a really nice place, especially in the fall time and the summertime, to walk around through. So basically, she said that they decided to go for a walk through High Park. And they approach what she described as like a bridged area over top of water, surrounded by beautiful flowers. And I'm like, hold on a second. I've been there. I go there. It's like one of my favorite spots to go and like look at. It's beautiful. And I'm like, I really think that like fairies live there. Because as crazy as it sounds, you guys, I've always thought that fairies lived in this area. Like, it's just like one of those areas where like if fairies don't live there, then where do they live? Because it's another one of those places that just feels magical and beautiful. And I've always thought that. So she goes ahead and starts to explain that her daughter Maggie starts talking to the flowers. And so she thought that it was pretty cute. They're kind of just like taking family photos. They're not thinking too much of it. And finally she tells Maggie it's time to leave. And Maggie tells her that she can't, that she wants to stay here with her friends. And her mom tells her, we have flowers in our backyard. You don't have to stay and talk to these ones. And Maggie turns to her and says, it's not the flowers, Mommy. It's the fairies that live in them. And so I guess her mom starts to feel like, okay, maybe she is talking to fairies. And at this point in the email, she starts to describe to me how she also thought that it looked a lot like a fairyland and that it was beautiful. And so she doesn't think much of it. As they're leaving, you guys, apparently Maggie turns to the flowers and says, okay, I'll see you tonight then. And her mom's looking at her like, honey, we're going back to Oakville. You're not seeing these flowers or these fairies tonight. They load up the car, they head on back to Oakville, and they go to sleep. Now, within the night is when all of this is said to have happened. In the morning, she claims that when she went in to wake up her daughter would not wake up and was in a coma-like state. She said that they called an ambulance came and took her to the hospital, and they cannot determine the reason why, but her daughter is still, to this day, in a coma. Now, at this point in the email is when I started to kind of get goosebumps, because I'm doing a video. Okay, let me just explain and then I'll tell you guys. So basically, she says that she had a dream a few nights ago. And in this dream, she was back in that fairyland of High Park, but her little girl was there. And she said Maggie was dressed beautifully like a princess with flowers in her hair. She was so happy. She said that she was surrounded by fairies, and she went up to her mom and said these exact words: "Don't worry about me, Mommy. I'm in the realm I was meant to be in, and I'm okay. I love you." She said she woke up and she had been sleeping in the hospital room, like sleeping on her bed. She sits up and she sees a butterfly flying around the hospital room, which there would be no way for this butterfly to have gotten in there. So this is the part of the message that she sent me where she asked me, do I think that her daughter is meant to have been in this realm? Was she like reunited with the fairies? What's going on? Why can't they explain why her daughter's in a coma? And at this point she says that she might be going insane. Obviously, with everything going on with her daughter and no answers being given, she feels like she's going insane, and so she thought that maybe me and you guys could try to figure it out. What blows my mind about this is that I've always thought that this area looked like somewhere that would inhabit fairies, but I'm also on the side of thinking that maybe her daughter is just in some sort of a coma. It's really hard to say. Regardless, my prayers go out to the family. But I thought that today we could go and visit the area where she said that this last took place, where she said that her daughter was talking to the fairies and the flowers. And maybe in the comments below, you guys could let her know and me know what you guys think of this story and what you guys think of this place. So I'm about to go and eat at the best vegan restaurant I've ever tried. Probably also because it's the only one I've tried yet, but it's super good. It's called Hogtown Vegan in downtown Toronto, and it's amazing. So I'm about to go eat there, and then we are going to head on over to Hyde Park and see if we can sense anything or get any answers. I'll see you guys soon. Okay, you guys, so I just finished eating at that vegan restaurant. Now I am being so kindly escorted to Hyde Park. That food is so good there. Like, I can honestly say that anybody could go vegan if they knew how to cook like that. Like, it's so good. But yeah, so we are heading there now. I know exactly the location that she mentioned, so I will see you guys there in a couple of minutes, but let's see. I also like low-key had to steal a winter jacket because I didn't bring one because I didn't think that it was gonna be so cold, which is like obvious, duh Hailey, end of October, it's always cold in Canada, except for the fact that we've been having like really hot weather, and now all of a sudden it's like fall has just hit us like full force, and I needed to bundle up for this adventure, so thank you. So back here behind me is where she said that they ate before they went adventuring, and is actually where I eat fairly often. So it's back there, but let's go see the area. So as you guys can see, it's a really popular place for people in Toronto to come and visit and check out. Now this is the area that I'm pretty sure she was talking about in her email to me. Definitely see a whole bunch of just like beautiful like trees, and just like it's such a really nice place here, you guys. And I've always thought that fairies lived here. Like, that's why I think I took the time to come visit here and share this with you guys, is because like I've always felt this. Like, I've always believed that this was an area that things like that would be in. And it's crazy. And what's even more crazy is I'm gonna get Sarah to tell you guys the story. Let me grab a seat here for a sec. I'm gonna get Sarah to tell you guys this story, but she actually saw fairies when she was a kid too, and she said that they transformed the earth from one thing to a different thing from like one day to the next. So I don't know, but this story, you guys, like, it sounds unbelievable, but yet it's crazy because I come to this park when I'm like looking to feel a sense of like magic close to home, as crazy as that sounds. And for somebody to send me a message explaining what happened and explaining this exact area where her daughter said that this is the realm she belongs in is crazy. Like, there's a veil between their dimension and our dimension, and sometimes that veil can be opened. So for all I know, fairies could be flying around here right now in another dimension, and I am just in my physical dimension and unable to see it. There's so much magic in the world that we don't even realize, and I really think that this is one of those places. So if you have not been to High Park and you are in the Toronto area, I would suggest coming and checking it out. You can get to this section right after crossing from the restaurant across the street that I showed you. Now in the summertime, this here is like a pool of water, and this is a waterfall, and same up there past that bridge up there is also a waterfall. Call me insane, but even when it's approaching winter and it's starting to look bare out here and a little bit like lifeless, I just find this place magical. And the fact that she had sent in this story where her daughter was talking to the fairies inside of the flowers, and then she fell into an unexplainable coma and visited her in a dream saying that she's in the realm she was meant to be in, just gives me chills and like goosebumps. And regardless of the reason of her daughter being in a coma, I send all of my deepest condolences and prayers, but this place really is peaceful. And so I just want to know, what do you guys think of this? Do you think that it's a made-up story? Do you think that she's telling the truth? What do you think of this area? Do you think that it could inhabit fairies and gnomes and all things magical? I don't know, you guys. Let me know in the comments below. I really am going to go home now and dig into some research on if anybody else has experienced anything similar around here. And I might just have to do a follow-up video. Also, I will tell you guys, or I will have Sarah tell you guys her fairy story soon. Remember, my loves, do all things with kindness. And until next time, I love you.